Okay, so I want to do a quick playthrough of the new basketball game from Sideline Strategy Games. I know there have been a lot of requests for this especially like on the Delphi forums, for people that are interested in purchasing it and would like to see sort of a sample playthrough and kind of how it all works. And completely understandable. I like looking at videos of games, and then sometimes it can help make a decision on whether or not you want to move forward with a purchase. You can buy it as a PDF download where you print the cards and the charts and the fast action cards. I took advantage of that and the lower price and purchased the 2017-18 season and have printed out a few teams here and there. I would recommend, though, that if you can do it and buy the pre-printed from Joe, go ahead and do that, because this card cutting project is not as easy as a lot of the others. So, but anyway, the cards do look good, and here they are. I will note that I did purchase, though, the fast action deck. I will not be cutting that many cards. So, anyway, got Philadelphia and Miami here. They're playing tonight, Game 5. And the Sixers looking to eliminate the Heat. But before you get started, first thing you want to do is, obviously, Philadelphia's the home team here. We take a look at Philadelphia's home pace of play, and they're at 31. And Miami's visitor-adjusted pace of play is -1. So that nets out to a 30. And what you're going to do is you're going to take, out of this stack here, 30 cards, and that's going to be your control deck. And that deck of 30 cards is going to represent 6 minutes of a quarter, so a half a quarter. So the control deck, what that basically does, I've already taken out my 30 cards. What that control deck does, it basically gives you the matchup per possession. So once these, and that'll make more sense once I go through a sample of play, but once we go through that deck, then we shuffle them, count out another 30, and then we have the second half of the first quarter. So each 30 cards represents 6 minutes of play. But with this, you can see that each team, based on their own pace of play, is different. So Miami's home pace is 29. Philadelphia's visitor-adjusted rate is +1. So that, again, would net out to 30. But be interesting to see what some of the earlier card sets, like some of the Lakers teams from the 80s and some of the teams that play like a higher at a faster pace, what kind of pace they have on their cards. You can see the team defense. Those are going to be adjustments to 2-point and 3-point shots. Philadelphia, obviously, a pretty good defense. Miami, okay, not so bad. But Philadelphia is also has a home court advantage here, and that's well incorporated into the game. They have 4 home court points that can be used per half. So 4 per half, 8 total for the game. So we're going to get started here. I'm just going to go through a quick sample. This video should maybe take 10 minutes long. Every quarter starts, part of the home court advantage is that every quarter starts with the home team getting possession of the ball. So with that being said, we're going to get it going. Everything is driven off these fast action cards. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to turn over, and this is basically going to tell you what the matchup is in this first possession. So offense 3 means the 3rd highest rated offensive player for the Sixers, and defense 4 is the 4th highest rated defender for Miami. So when I set them up, when I set up the cards, I have them in 1 through 5 based on offensive rating. So Obviously, Embiid is number 1 with an offensive rating of 34. Ben Simmons at 23. JJ at 22. Saric 21. And Robert Covington at 17. So in this case, the 3rd rated offensive player is going to be JJ Redick. And then for Miami, the defensive ratings, I don't have them in order. I just kind of eyeball them myself and figure it out from there. Whiteside is their number 1 rated defender at 22. Their number 2 rated defender is D. Wade at 21. And then we have a tie at 3 for the defensive rating at 3. And what I do is I look at the foul rating to do the tiebreaker. So foul 14 here for Josh Richardson and foul 16 for Justice Winslow. And since he is more likely to commit a foul, I will use Justice Winslow as my 4th rated defender. So in this matchup, down the floor, it's JJ Redick against Justice Winslow. And that's one of the things that I like about the game, because in the NBA, especially the modern game, it's not always point guard versus point guard. There are so many pick and rolls. There is so much motion offense. And a lot of times you're going to get different matchups. So I think the game really represents that well. So the next step that you're going to do is you're going to take one off the top deck here. You're going to look at the action number, which is 45. And in this case, what you're going to do is you're going to look at Justice Winslow's defensive column, which is on the right side. And if 45, typically what you're going to see the higher numbers in the defensive column, so it doesn't apply there. If it doesn't apply there, then you're going to look at JJ Redick's offensive column, and you can see that 45 falls in the 17 to 50 range. So with that being said, JJ Redick is going to shoot a 3-point shot. His 3-point rating is 0 to 39. As we saw earlier, Miami's 3-point shot adjustment is nothing. So 0 to 39 on the action number is going to be a good 3-point shot for Redick. And wow, he just missed it in and out. And then you flip the card, you get a rebound, you go to high at center, and we can see that Embiid's offensive rebound rating is a 9. Whiteside's defensive rebound rating is a 60, so the Heat take over. You go to the control card. Offense number 3, that's going to be Whiteside, and defense number 1 for the Sixers is a tie between Embiid and Covington. Covington has a 16 foul, Embiid has an 18. So it's Whiteside against Covington. We flip the back, and it's 87. So 87 falls in the steal. So Covington gets a steal. And then we go back to the card here, and it's offense number 1. He gets it to Embiid. The defender is number 3, and that is going to be, again, Justice Winslow. So we go 54. And for Embiid, what happens in this case when the 54 doesn't fall in the defensive column or it doesn't fall within the offensive column, Embiid is going to take a 2-point shot. So he's 0 to 50 minus the Heat's team adjustment rating of -1. So 1 to 49. Embiid's shot is up, and he misses that one. Back that up a little bit. Misses that. Rebound goes to a home player, and I can't remember where the random home player is on this. So I'll just give it to the highest rated offensive rebound. We'll go to Saric on that. And since the shot clock resets, I do reset. And in this case, Embiid, who is my number 1 rated offensive player, will have the ball. And the OPP means just that his opposite position player will be the defender on the play. So in that case, it is Hassan Whiteside. We flip the back, 44, and that is nothing on the offensive column or the defensive column. 0 to 50 for Embiid, and he hits the shot. So the next thing you can do, you flip it over, you get the assist. You look at assist number 3, who is the 3rd ranked assist player. And we have Ben Simmons assist at 34, so he's number 1. JJ Redick at 13, number 2. And Saric, the assist player, at number 3. So Embiid scores and the assist by Saric. And you basically continue all the way through until, you know, you have to reshuffle and then go through another 6 minutes. Something else I wanted to show, there's a section on here for loose ball fouls. Anytime that you see that come up, in an instance where an offensive player, let's say Justice Winslow is the offensive player, and we get a 7-12 on the action number, and it's a turnover. You can go back here, and you can see the type of turnover. There are occasions where a rebound will lead to an unusual result. You would flip again, and go down here and look at what it is. On occasion, a defender will commit a foul. So you look in here. If Justice Winslow is my defender and he is committing a foul, you can go down and you can see the foul type. It's a non-shooting foul. There is one where the player is fouled while shooting, and if it says player here, what you'll do is look at the player's 2-point rating and see if he makes a shot by turning it over and looking at the action roll. And that's really about it. There are some advanced rules, I think, for like pressing and things like that. There are also a few other things where you can dictate who it is at the end of a game. Like, in the end of a game situation, you want your best players to have the ball. So, that's something that you can do. But it also leaves a lot of room for, creating house rules and things like that, which we like to do in a lot of these types of games. So anyway, that's a quick sample playthrough of SSG basketball. Any questions, Delphi forums, or in the comments section below. Peace.